It's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's time for our weekly market update, a little overview of activity in Leflore County in the last 7 days. So let's see what's been going on. Activity is down a little bit over last week. We had phenomenal activity last week, but that's just kind of the cycle of real estate. Doesn't mean anything bad. That's just where we are. So new listings, I saw 7. 0 to 100, there were 2. 1 to 200, there was 1. 2 to 300, there were 2, and then it jumped to the 4 to 500. There was 1 in that category and 1 in the 500 and up. Pending, meaning under contract, 10 went under contract, so that's awesome. 0 to 100, there were 3. 1 to 200, also 3. 2 to 300, there were 2. 3 to 400, there was 1. And 4 to 500, there was also 1. So contract activity in pretty much all the price points. Closed, there were 5. 0 to 100, there were 3. 1 to 200, there was 1. Then it jumps to 3 to 400 and also 1. So decent activity, but like I said, not as good as last week. Hopefully not as good as next week. Price reductions, there were 16 price reductions, so little adjustments in the pricing to try to get some new activity for those sellers. I've sat in on a couple of meetings this week that were real estate economists and real estate coaches and that kind of thing. So lots of statistics flying around in my notes and in my head. And so several of them said, as far as appreciation in values, they're expecting around 2% this year. So that's decent, kind of normal, not crazy. We're never going to have the crazy probably again. And just, I found this to be an interesting statistic. Prices double about every 18 years. And that is a nationwide statistic. It's not locally driven, but it is a nationwide statistic. So I thought that was pretty fascinating. Also, 48.5% of the mortgages in the United States are at an interest rate of 4% or less. So everybody refied or purchased during COVID and got that rate down, which means unless they have a reason to move, they're really not wanting to give up that interest rate, which means we're still struggling with some inventory. It's getting better, but it's not quite where we would like it to be to have buyers have lots of options, but that is part of it. And then the other part of it is 4 out of 10 homes in the United States have no mortgage. So, those buyers have options, or sellers have options, and they're just kind of weighing their what they want to do. The time comes when everybody has to sell for whatever reason: death, divorce, babies, downsizing, things like that. That is just life. So just a few real estate statistics that I found interesting this week. If I can help you in any way, I would love to. This is Amy Hall with Keller Williams Platinum Realty. Have a great day.